If you're a heat and air machine technician or even a salesperson, what do you need to know about buyer's deceit in sales calls and sales presentations, and why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and business. Fantastic day to talk about you. Okay, so here's the thing. One of these days, you are going to be going to a sales presentation, and you are going to meet with Mr. Smith, Mrs. Jones, Mr. Jones, whoever it may be, okay? And you're going to sit down, and there is going to be a feel that is just off. And you're going to look and you're like, I'm kind of confused. Something doesn't add up, okay? So here's what happens. You have your conversation, you know normal answers, you know abnormal answers, but there's like holdback. There's like, I'm going to kind of give you an answer, but I'm not going to give you an answer. And the answer they give is not the normal one. And so your brain goes, hey, there's something wrong here. So here is the mistake that I see salespeople make, consultants make, people that I coach on a consistent basis. They instantly react. They're like, something's wrong here. I'm going to bounce out, right? So this is a game of cat and mouse. And this probably happens, I don't know, probably 1 out of every 25 people that you meet with in sales. 1 out of every 30, 1 out of every 40. So it's not like 1 out of 10. It's like 3 to 5% of people. So it's kind of like one of those things like, I'm going to have to ask a couple of questions to figure out what's going on here because things are not making sense. I want to share with you, I learned a really cool tool from a dude named Jim Camp before he passed away, and he would 3+. And for him, he would ask a question, the same question, 3 different ways. So if you're like, hey, what's one way that I can deal with deceit from a buyer in a sales process? You can come up with the same question 3 different ways. And what you're going to find is even though people know you're asking the question, that cat will be left out of the bag. And this right here is why you should join HVACTechSecrets.com. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel, which means private coaching, private training, discounted coaching, or discounted training. So there is a definite feel. Things are going to feel off. Okay, so I shared with you one of the things that you can do is you can 3+, right? That's really covert. Next up, you could directly ask a question. Hey, it feels like there's a few things off here. Would you mind addressing my concerns about the product, about the budget, about the delivery? And then from there, you have to make a decision about what direction that you want to go. So you got to like, okay, this person's playing games. Do I stay in the conversation or do I not? Right? And then last on this list is just flat out, we're going to have the conversation. Hey, whoa, we're going to have to put a timeout here. I got to tell you, I meet with people on a consistent basis and something is 100% off. There's something you are not telling me, right? So we went from mild and then swung all the way over. Now, the last one, number 3 that I gave you, timeout, something seems off, let's get on the same page, is really going to depend upon your personality and the way that you interact. Like, I'm a huge fan of let's go kick down the door and say what needs to be said, but there's times where it's like, let's not kick down the door, let's go knock a couple of times first, right? I was the guy in the very beginning that would kick down the door instead of knocking. So like, you have to learn this over time. But figuring out what's going on, you're going to know after doing enough deals, enough sales, that there is a feel to deceit, right? It might be that the person has a motive that they don't want to tell you about. It might be that they're gathering free intel. But it feels like the person's kind of conceited. It feels like the person is kind of being arrogant with you, that there is a holdback. And like, there are people out there that flat out think that salespeople, consultants, and any type of other business dealing is wrong, and that you as a knowledgeable person should give your information up for free because they're the buyer, they're the client. Like, I'm going to label that person AKA scumbag. I'm going to label that person like you've got games being played. Not cool. Not cool. And the reason I want to let you know this is this person has the potential of taking you off your mission and purpose, because here's what happens. You meet with this person and I'm going to say it, scumbag. You're going to meet the scumbag, and it's going to be like, what just happened? I just feel like I was blindsided. Nothing makes sense. You call your sales buddy, you call your sales pal, and you're like, hey, I just met with somebody and things seemed off. And then you go through and you're like, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you pinpoint? And like, you just, at the end of the day, you got to go, I got to let it go. I got to let it go. Because what they were doing isn't going to make sense, and you're trying to make sense out of nonsense. There you go. There is a 100% feel to deceit in your process, and you do enough deals, you're going to instantly pinpoint it and go, I really don't want to play this game. This isn't enjoyable to me, right? I'm here to help. I'm a grown adult. I'm not here to play kindergarten games. You got some decisions to make. So you can go from mild, 3+, to gently calling it out all the way to boom, kick down the door. I would just say be aware of each one of those has repercussions. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here, just 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, subscribe. 3, you know what you got to do. Share this video with a friend. And if you just had a friend meet with somebody and they're like, I don't quite get it, this video will make a ton of sense to them. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.